From websites to digital advertising and backed by a money-back lead guarantee, DealerOn is the one-stop shop for all of your digital marketing needs.
This is Automotive Industry News.
I'm Stacey King, and welcome to Automotive Industry News. Our top stories: the agenda is set for the used car industry's premier virtual event, the 2020 NIADA NABD Virtual Convention and Expo Series, and Ford makes its latest splash by unveiling the revival of a legendary brand. But first, a new era is beginning for industry giant Cox Automotive, which includes well-known brands such as AutoTrader, Kelley Blue Book, Manheim, Viato, DealerTrack, and Dealer.com. Sandy Schwartz, who has served as president and CEO since Cox Automotive was formed in 2014, is stepping down from those roles. The 67-year-old executive has been part of the Cox operation for 35 years, serving as head of the company's newspaper and publishing operations, and as president of Manheim and the AutoTrader Group before taking over Cox Automotive. Schwartz, who now moves on to a new job overseeing the Cox family's investments as CEO of the Cox family office, will be replaced by Steve Rowley, who previously served as executive vice president of Cox Business. Schwartz told Automotive News that Rowley will continue to implement Cox Automotive's newly implemented digital and data-centric strategy called the Way Forward. Rowley said Cox Automotive is, quote, helping the industry make a sharp right turn toward technology and digitization, and he plans to, quote, drive forward the company with the most horsepower in the automotive market. Automotive Industry News will return after this. Looking to sell more cars now? Look no further than DealerOn. For over a decade, DealerOn's easy-to-use tools and search-optimized websites have been driving more sales to dealerships than any other website provider in automotive. Backed by a money-back lead guarantee, what do you have to lose? The used car industry's premier virtual event, the 2020 NIADA NABD Virtual Convention and Expo Series, is taking shape. The agenda for the virtual convention is now set, featuring 3 days of dealer education, beginning September 22nd and continuing on September 29th and October 6th. And independent dealers will take center stage with the spotlight on dealer-led sessions and dealer panels. To tell you more about what's coming up, here's NIADA's Sean Peterson.
These are unprecedented times, to be certain. But equally certain is NIADA's commitment to helping each of our dealers maximize their success. We take pride in delivering top-notch education sessions at each of our conventions. And even though circumstances require us to go virtual, this year will be no different. Our virtual convention agenda assembles the best and brightest minds in the automotive industry to provide the highest quality education to each of our attendees. This year's education sessions will be provided over 3 days and will feature sessions focused on the things dealers tell us they need most: cash, cars, and customers. We've built an agenda full of great content centered on inventory acquisition in the wholesale marketplace, online retailing and contactless transactions, and cash financing and credit markets. Our education sessions will be dealer-centric, meaning there will be plenty of the dealer panels you've grown to love, including dealer moderators, to provide you with a unique perspective only your peers can bring. In addition to these content-rich sessions, you'll also gain great leadership and management tips from Mr. Accountability himself, Dave Anderson, and we'll have a Fire You Up session to help you adjust to the new normal from the head of Grant Cardone's Automotive Group, Mr. Jeff Bounds. Perhaps you're wondering what the economy will look like in the fourth quarter and into 2021. We'll have that covered too. So whether you're in retail, buy here, pay here, or wholesale, we have something for you. If you missed a session you wanted to attend because you saw something else on the agenda, had to take time to help a customer, or just couldn't sign on to broadcast time, don't worry. Each and every session on our agenda will be available for convention attendees to watch at any time. In addition to all of the education content you see on the agenda, we will have many more sessions made available for on-demand viewing at your convenience between the convention and the end of the year. You can use those sessions to train your team and watch your dealership reach the next step. Go to NIADAconvention.com and register. Sign up now, and I'll see you online.
In addition to the best dealer training available in the independent space, the Virtual Convention and Expo Series includes a virtual expo hall featuring the used vehicle industry's top vendors, and dealers will have 24-hour access to the virtual expo hall during the entire 3 weeks. Registration is now open for the 2020 NIADA NABD Virtual Convention and Expo Series. For more information and to register, visit NIADAconvention.com. And don't forget, the NIADA NABD Convention and Expo will be back in 2021 at the fabulous Wynn Las Vegas, June 21st through 24th. Save the date and join us there for the biggest event in the used car industry. We'll be back with more in a moment. Looking to sell more cars now? Look no further than DealerOn. For over a decade, DealerOn's easy-to-use tools and search-optimized websites have been driving more sales to dealerships than any other website provider in automotive. Backed by a money-back lead guarantee, what do you have to lose? Ford has created a lot of buzz in the auto industry in recent years, from its redesign of the Mustang and the F-150's aluminum body to the much-anticipated unveiling of the electric Mustang Mach-E SUV last fall. But its latest project might be its most anticipated yet. In 2016, word got out that Ford was bringing back the Bronco, its original SUV, and ever since it has been the subject of anticipation, speculation, and impatience among its large following of rabid fans. The news sparked a whole new wave of excitement, including blogs, newsletters, and even an 8-part podcast called The Bronco is Back. The vehicle, originally designed for off-road driving, was introduced in 1965 and quickly became an icon, but it was discontinued after the 1996 model year. Now it's finally back. Last month, Ford at last unveiled the new 2021 Bronco, and if its design brings back memories of the old Bronco, well, that's not an accident. Ford's chief designer, Maury Callum, is the proud owner of a 1976 Bronco, which played a big part in the new look of the revived SUV. In fact, he even made a 3D scan of his Bronco to help start the design process.
I really love my Bronco. I've had it about 10 years. It's a 1976 Bronco. I've sort of taken a few bits off that makes it look like an earlier Bronco. The Bronco is really special in just the history in terms of an American icon. It was really the first series people really remember. When we looked at doing the new Bronco, we obviously used that as a starting point. Someone suggested, well, can we scan it as well? We put little dots all over the car, we photograph the car, and then that gets converted in the computer. It's a 3D model that's been created using a measuring system photographically. I think when we design any vehicle, the exterior design really needs to communicate what the car can deliver, and I think the Bronco does that. I think the first thing people will notice on the new Bronco is really the face of the vehicle, and that's really where we've tried to pay homage to the prior car. When it was developed, it was off-the-shelf round headlamps, very simple indicators, stamped steel grille, and with a Ford badge proudly in the middle. We've really taken that and moved it into the 21st century. Again, it's really high-tech lamps, still round and still with that horizontal turn signal, but integrated in the headlamps as well. I think that's really something that's one way of taking that element of an original car and really moving it forward. One thing I find driving around in the Bronco is people look at it and smile instantaneously, and I think that tells you something about what the character of the car is and what it means to people in terms of their past and what it means to them in terms of the future as well.
If you think your dealership is too small to benefit from a CRM, think again. In the August issue of UCCD magazine, dealers and industry experts make the case that every dealer, no matter how small, needs a CRM. In the feature story, It Just Has to Be There, dealers from around the nation explain a CRM's role in increasing sales, tracking marketing investment, lowering the cost to acquire new customers, and ensure regulatory compliance. This month's UCCD also includes a look at new research that shows the dealer really does matter to millennials and Generation Z, a preview of the NIADA NABD Virtual Convention and Expo series, and much more. It's all available now at ucdmagazine.com. Thank you for watching this edition of Automotive Industry News. I'm Stacy King.